Right now, Bitcoin has exactly grabbed the lower side liquidity on the liquidity heat map, and with this liquidity right now out of the way, and Bitcoin exactly retesting that lower side of support right now, there is a very interesting setup I want to be talking about on today's update video. So this and very much more will be getting discussed on today's update video, because Bitcoin is currently sitting and hanging on very critical support, and I want to be discussing it. I want to be talking exactly about what I'm currently doing with my trades. I wanted to let you know about what my strategy is for the upcoming weeks and upcoming periods for Bitcoin, and of course for what I think is going to be happening next on the Ethereum price action right now here. So there's a big opportunity aligning right now, and I want to be talking about it. So don't forget to once again slam on that like button back above 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated, and let me jump straight away in today's update video. So first of all, Bitcoin got exactly rejected from that top side of resistance, and like I mentioned many times on the previous videos, is that I was already expecting that Bitcoin was most likely going to come back towards this level. And where did we bounce from? Exactly the level we drew here. So you see this green box over here. This previously around acted as resistance, now is flipping into support. Here also acted as resistance. So this is of course a critical level in my opinion for Bitcoin. And I do think this is going to be a very important level to be bouncing from. And in the case we're not going to be bouncing from this level and actually break below it, that is going to be the case where I will be flipping extremely bearish on Bitcoin, because if that is going to be the case, I think we're going to be having a bigger move towards the downside. But of course, so far, that is not the case. And also, if I'm looking at the liquidity heat map, something I discussed many times before as well, we right now exactly grabbed the lower side liquidity with now no liquidity laying below us anymore. There's only a big bunch of liquidity laying around the $190,000 level, and that means that Bitcoin is likely going to grab this. So this is of course looking absolutely perfect. Liquidity grabbed on the lower side and now building up above us. So this is of course something very bullish. And of course, yes, I have mentioned it many times before here. I remain to be saying it. I think $112,000 is still a good level to be opening up long positions on Bitcoin. But of course, if we are going to be breaking below this green box, I personally want to be exiting those trades here. So yes, it is still a great time, unless we're going to be breaking below this very important region. So if Bitcoin now is going to be also seeing a bounce from this level, then yes, we for sure are going to be creating one of the most bullish inverse head and shoulders patterns. And if we are going to be doing so, yes, that next move towards about $137,000, which is arguably my target on the top side, is going to be quite inevitable. And that of course will be absolutely amazing for the trades we currently have open here. So yes, I'm still aiming for those higher targets. And actually, if we're going to be looking back at all the data, back to 2017, back to 2021, those were the previous bull market years. And look at that. Every single time Q4 started was, of course, the beginning of actually the most exponential run here. So now it is 2025, the 4-year cycle, 4 years later. And yes, Q4 is about to start, which is historically one of the most bullish months out there. Also, if you're going to compare towards 2024, after we got the rate cut, we first saw some weakness, and only after that we saw the Q4 pump. And now something very similar is happening again here. We got, of course, the rate cut. Now we're seeing some weakness, shaking everyone out here. And ultimately, you can see already other assets like gold, for example, going absolutely parabolic. And historically, Bitcoin follows gold, but only a little bit later. So that is also a very good signal that Bitcoin is most likely going to follow anytime soon here. But you can see clearly gold is going absolutely parabolic, and Bitcoin looks to be following anytime soon here. And with the liquidity being built up above us, this could be getting very wild for Bitcoin for sure. So still exciting. I think Bitcoin, of course, on the weekly time frame, still holding up towards this very important upward sloping support line. The question really remains, are we going to be holding it? Of course, if we break this level, we are definitely going to be having some more problems. Of course, now we also officially retested this level with this correction we had last night here. But yeah, the chart is still looking very good here. And ultimately, if you look then, for example, on the weekly time frame, you can just clearly see here, Bitcoin is creating this downward sloping resistance line on the top side, upward sloping support line on the lower side. It is just creating a major consolidation phase. And the question really is, when are we going to be breaking outside of it? But in my opinion, it is just going to be a matter of time before this is obviously going to be happening. And then we are going to be seeing another continuation towards the upside, because this is a bullish bias continuation pattern. And if we now break the top set of resistance, we are most likely going to be flying up higher. And personally, like I said earlier in this video, I have my target set up on one of them $37,000. And yes, if you want to be staying up to date on all my trades, all my targets, the new trades I'm opening up, guys, make sure to join the private Telegram group here. It is in the second link in today's video description. If you join it, you can basically are joining a community with 5 other professional traders, with me sharing my trading setups, these traders also sharing their trading setups. So it's extremely valuable. So if you're interested, check it out in the second link in today's video description. And also, guys, I want to be mentioning the fact that, yes, I remain to be in the long positions. I don't think it's a bad time to be in a long position as well here on Bitcoin. And personally, I am going to be taking profits along the way up, right? And whenever I'm going to do so, I'm going to keep you guys up to date on YouTube and Telegram. But if you are interested in trading on an exchange that not is only very cheap to operate on, but is also reliable and safe, guys, make sure to check it out in the first link in today's video description, because if you sign up an account to WeX, you will not only get a 25% fee rebate, making this the cheapest exchange to operate on. So if you're taking big trades, it's definitely the best place to be trading. But also, on top of that, they will be matching 20% of your deposit. So let's say deposit $10,000, they're going to be matching you with about $2,000 where you can be trading with. If you deposit 100K, they're going to be matching you 20K to trade with. And they're doing this up to $30,000. So up to $150,000 in deposits. So if you're interested in this, check it out in the first link in today's video description. It is definitely very, very valuable. And going further in towards the content, I really still believe we're going to be getting a major altcoin season rally. And Ethereum is just ultimately, of course, seeing that major breakdown, but ultimately is in this major consolidation phase below the all-time high here. And I don't believe Ethereum is going to be distributing exactly below the all-time high. No, I think we are reaccumulating below all-time highs, because that is historically what tends to be happening on such patterns. So I think Ethereum is at a very interesting range right now here of accumulation. So in terms of trading, in terms of looking for these good opportunities to open up long positions, we are right now in a very great market. And I mean, yes, it has been very boring recently, only this correction towards the downside. That is the only exciting thing we got here. But ultimately, this is a major opportunity. And in case we are going to be breaking below the green box, that is where the bias should be shifting here. So yeah, this was it for me in today's update video. Nothing very spicy is happening right now here, but we just have to wait and see how Bitcoin is going to be reacting. Of course, we do know gold is running towards the upside, and Bitcoin should be following that anytime soon here. So guys, this was it for today's update video. Subscribe to the channel, slap on that like button, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.